There's a few different reasons why I, as a woman who's lost 135 pounds naturally through calorie deficit, have decided to enroll and take a course to become a certified nutrition coach. The number one most important reason is because this industry, health and wellness and fitness, is filled with scammers. I myself got scammed by one of them. So when someone reaches out to you and tells you they can help you and get your nutrition in line and things like that, and you put your full trust into them, you got to understand, a lot of these people in this industry, they just want you on their bankroll. You know, they don't care. They're going to sign you up and then they're going to fail you. And then it's going to be your fault, right? So I had an experience where I was led down the wrong path. Okay, I had goals. I started missing those goals. I kept trusting someone and my goals were not being achieved. My goals were being ignored, and I have mobility issues. Those were ignored as well. So that's the second reason why I decided to become a certified nutrition coach, because I understand from a mobility standpoint that not every exercise that you do is going to be able to get perfect form, right? So as soon as I finish my nutrition, I'm going into, guess what? Personal training, because I had an experience where my boundaries on my physical pain were completely violated. I never want that to happen to anybody. I never want to have someone burst into tears because I'm pushing them beyond their physical limits due to a disability or something in their body that they can't physically control, you know? So that's another thing. Third reason why, because I feel like 99% of the nutrition coaches, personal trainers, they are missing the mental health aspect. I have been successful in my journey because I pour equally into my physical health, my mental health, my spiritual, the food, the nutrition, eating whole foods. I have realized that that part of the journey is so hugely important, but you can't trust everyone to understand that. And so I think what led me down this road to want to be a certified nutrition coach, to want to be a certified personal trainer, is my personal experience of being taken advantage of, being let down, being led down the wrong roads, my goals being ignored. I know what that feels like. So I am taking it upon myself to get certified in it, to approach it from a different viewpoint, because again, I see hundreds and thousands of coaches, but they're missing the mental health part. And it blows my mind that they're missing the mental health part, because when you do the certification courses, the mindset and behavioral aspect is such a huge part of the entire thing, right? And it's just like, that's not being talked about. So I'm doing it for so many reasons, but I'm doing it the most because I know I can make a difference. I know my experience, my story, and my journey, and what I've learned from it can help people overcome the barriers in their way. I want to be someone in this industry who is seen as trusted and valued. And if I don't know the answer to something, I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm going to do my research and we're going to learn about it together. You know, and I think that being able to specialize with people that are battling chronic pain too, that's a huge thing. Because again, where I was pushed to a point where like I broke down in tears because I put my trust in someone to help me, and I have no joint in my left ankle. I have severe post-traumatic arthritis in my left ankle, and I was being pushed to do things that I physically couldn't do, and it made me feel like failure. And I know how shameful that feels, and no one deserves to feel that. So I think me going into this industry and pouring my heart and soul and putting my passion out there and using my story of sobriety and recovery and getting my shit together and losing all this weight and becoming physically strong, I'm going to be a difference in a market that takes huge advantage of people. And I'm not going to be the one taking advantage. You know, that's the craziest thing. I have my very first client lined up for after I get certified. And I messaged her. This is someone who reached out to me asking for help a long time ago. And I was just like, I don't feel comfortable helping you because I'm not certified. You can, you know, like you can watch my journey, you can listen to what I do, but I personally do not feel comfortable helping you. So I reached out to her and I said, hey, I'm enrolled in school. Hold on. Daisy, you cannot have that hair tie. Yeah. I said, I'm enrolled in school now, but when I get certified, I'd love for you to be my first client. And she was like, oh my God, yeah. First thing she said, how much do you charge? I said, I don't know. What can you afford? Because that's another thing that pisses me off about this industry. We don't know, man. Like, yeah, your money and time is valuable, but like my entire purpose behind this is to help people. So I'm not going to be like, oh, $800 a month, $700 a month. There are people that charge that. I'm not going to do that. It's going to be like, what can you afford? Let's figure out what you afford. What you can afford is the amount of time that I can invest into it, because my time is valuable, right? So each different client is going to have a different structure. I'm not going to have a cookie cutter thing, because we're not all fucking cookies, okay? We're not the same sized cookie. So why is it all these health and fitness people, they all have a cookie cutter plan when no one's a fucking cookie cutter client? So I'm approaching this from a completely different angle. I'm very proud of my decision. I was very nervous to start school. I'm halfway through my certification. I'm more proud. I've learned so much more than I thought I was going to learn. But I think the basic principle of it is people get into this industry and they forget the fucking basics. They want to teach the basics, but they forget the basics of what they learned and how to build trust with your clients and how to respect your clients and help them achieve their goals. Your goal may be you want to see this client go from this to this, but your goal doesn't fucking matter. Their goals do. Okay, love you. Bye.